Hello and welcome to BrixFix. I'm your host Brix, here today with a LEGO Star Wars set. Today we've got set number 75378, the BARC Speeder Escape. This set contains 221 pieces, is an 8+ age rating, and is priced at $29.99 in the US or $39.99 its Canadian equivalent. This depicts a very specific scene from the Mandalorian Season 3 television show. We get to see the origin of the child, aka Grogu, and how he escaped Order 66. I certainly wouldn't consider this set to be a traditional Star Wars battle pack, but it does have a very similar piece count, price, and selection of figures, getting 2 of the 501st Clone Troopers. I think any set that comes with more than one of those is a big thumbs up in my book, and I'm sure I'm butchering this pronunciation, but a new Jedi figure we have never seen before, Kelleran Beck, and a little Grogu. If you like LEGO set reviews, please consider subscribing to the channel. I put out new videos each and every week, and your support goes a really long way in helping the channel grow so I can put out new videos for you. It's a symbiotic relationship, and you gotta like that. For now, let's get this built out here on the table and give you a closer look. Now, when I first saw this scene, I should say, not this set, but this scene play out on the Mandalorian TV show, I thought to myself, wow, somehow this would just come together as an amazing little LEGO set. And in my wildest dreams imagining what this could come out to be, a big, small, and medium set, I never once imagined we'd get a Coruscant street lamp. That's right, that's what that extra little build there is. You get the BARC speeder with the little sidecar for Grogu, his pram that he sits in, these amazing figures, and I guess they had a few pieces left over in the budget, so what did they decide to do? Give us another minifig? No! We got a Coruscant street lamp. Now I'm sure this is done for play factor, as this is a toy for kids. It's an 8+ set. It stands to reason this is going to get bish-bashed around, but we've seen lots of these speeder bikes before, whether it's this BARC speeder, whether it's a swoop bike. We've seen these from Clone Wars all the way through to the original trilogy, and they all have one thing in common. They're way too big. Way too big. Again, I realize it's for form, factor, and play, as well as durability. This thing is way out to lunch on the scale, size, and proportion. With the figures removed, these are the builds for the set: the BARC speeder, the sidecar, the pram, and that Coruscant street lamp. All great stuff here, whether it's for display, play, or if you just enjoy the build. Now, aside from my small complaint that this is not to scale, it's pretty huge considering how it looks in universe, I think this thing is pretty great. I saw the episode of the show and I couldn't wait to see if this could exist in LEGO, and it does, and this little pram attaches so perfectly to the BARC speeder sidecar that I just can't get enough of it. That little tiny clear translucent piece pulls off and it fits snugly in there, and little Grogu fits in there just as easily too. Look how cool that looks. That is pretty much exactly what it looked like on the show, except in the show it had a little cover that actually went over the pram. Grogu closed himself up in there twice when things are getting a bit hairy, so no suggestion of that in universe for toy, but I think the designers here did a really good job. The build of this was really fun. It was pretty simple to put together, but it was a fun build, and I love the colors. This is sort of reminds me of the Republic colored gunship we got recently. Similar in color as it is on Coruscant, so I think that was no accident. Also, a neat little touch from the designers was this little tiny piece from the bottom of the pram. This wasn't suggested on the box, but it fits under there perfectly with the other translucent pieces, and it's just a good place to sort of snuggle it away when the pram is attached to the BARC speeder sidecar without having to worry about losing it, because it is a pretty small piece. I could see a kid losing that pretty easily. So a little suggestion there from old Brix, and let's not forget about the stud shooters. I am never going to find those pieces again, but it was worth it to show you how they work. And all memes and jokes aside, I'll give you a close-up here of the Coruscant light post. It's a pretty simple build, as you can see, and it adds a little bit to the display. Not so much for play, I would say, but for display, this has its place in the set, and its inclusion is appreciated. On to the minifigures, and I'm going to start with these 501st Clone Troopers. I've been gobbling these guys up like ice cream cake. I can't get enough. LEGO has really spoiled us of late with 501st Clone Troopers, and I'm happy to keep getting more. So 2 friendly faces here in this set. They are identical, not a clone pun, but each figure is the same. They come with these nice blasters here and some fantastic printing, both on their helmets, their torsos, and their legs. We've seen these before. This is that new wave style of the Tamura Morrison Jango Fett Boba Fett face. I love this face. It is much better than the old angry clone we used to get, and it is complete with that amazing facial definition, and I love to see these face prints are just as good as the torso and leg prints I complimented already. Let's just forgive these guys right here for the mass genocide of the Jedi under Order 66 and say the only thing these guys are guilty of is looking too darn good. Torso printing does carry over to the back, and just look at all that detail. 10 out of 10 LEGO, thank you kindly. Kelleran Beck there on the left, a new Jedi figure. Very excited to get this. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are buying this set just to get that new exclusive minifig. He comes with a cloth cape around his neck, which I love to see. It's the new soft cloth style, not that old paper plastic style we used to get. And no offense to the Grogu, but we've seen this little Grogu before, but still a good pickup here to get him in this set. He seems like a must-have for this set, so they couldn't very well have excluded him. Continuing on with amazing torso and leg printing, Kelleran Beck is no exception, and the way his robes tuck in at the back, really exquisite nice touch there. You can even see the folds of the fabric. Little Grogu had printing on the front, but nothing on the back here for him. Now, does this feel like $29.99 USD, $39.99 Canadian to me? No, it does not. Even being a licensed Star Wars set of something I really wanted to see in LEGO form at this day and age, and these prices, in this market, in this economy, no, this does not feel like great value. I did compare this earlier to the army building battle packs, and even compared up against those, this is not the best value proposition. I would have liked to have seen at least one more fig. Even if it was just another nameless clone trooper, another 501st trooper, that would have felt better to me at this price point. I'm not going to sit here and say that I felt taken advantage of with this set. It's a great set. I like it a lot. It's something I wanted to see, and I was pumped to get it in hand. I was excited to do this review, but having built it, played with it, had it on display here, gone over it for a solid review and a good look for you guys, I could have used another figure at least. Even if they took away that silly little street lamp to justify the extra figure, that really would have been nice for me. But a great set overall, a fun build, and I think at its heart of heart, being a toy for kids, it'll be a lot of fun for anybody who's a fan of The Mandalorian and has seen this episode and wants to play this out in LEGO form on their carpet floor, couch, table, wherever they build and play with LEGO. The LEGO Star Wars BARC Speeder Escape. I thought this set was awesome. I loved putting it together. These speeders, LEGO's been doing these way oversized now for quite some time. This is not the first, and I'm sure it won't be the last, of these massively oversized speeder bikes. I think they do it for play because it's more fun to put your hands on and zoom around, but as far as being accurate to in-universe, not so much. But it looks pretty good for what it is, and it was fun to put together. I love the included figures, especially this guy. Really cool to see him in LEGO form. I just wish maybe one more trooper would have been nice at this price point. I always say I want more minifigs. You guys know that Brix likes his minifigs, and there's just never enough. This could have come with 40 minifigures, and I'd be like, well, you know, one more minifigure might be nice. The most hilarious inclusion has got to be the Coruscant street lamp post here, but I digress. It's still pretty good, and if the LEGO designers can put in that extra little bit to balance out that price for the piece count, hey, I'm here for it. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun showing you this today. If you had fun hanging out with me, please consider subscribing to the channel, and hey, leave me a comment down below. I would love to know what your thoughts and feelings were on this set, or just, you know, maybe even how you're feeling today. Until next time, know that you are very appreciated. Take care.